What up, super players? We got the one himself, the killing machine with that trucker hat. You know, the one that's designed to kill Goku, and we got a deck revolving around him. So we're going to be using the Dragon Ball leader, so otherwise known as Shenron. And the reason we are running Shenron as a leader is because he has the ability to activate desire cards, which allow us to bring things back from the dead to life. And we're going to be bringing back, you know, obviously the whole machine army, which is the android 14, 15, and the head honcho 13, which is one of my favorite numbers, 13, because my birthday falls on the 13th, which is today. So if you want to hit me up and say happy birthday, hit it up in the comment section below, because my birthday is today, May 13th. But yeah, so we got this leader. What does it do? Well, what he does is you put him in rest mode, and then when you do that, you get to search your deck or your life for up to 2 Dragon Balls. Once you have all 7 Dragon Balls used up and they're in your drop area, you get to do this wish mechanic, which is another form of awakening. So you get all 7, and then you get to get a desire card from your drop, and boom, you become the Shenron. You summon Shenron himself, and he has 3 awesome abilities. You can only activate one of them per turn. So one is either you get to choose to draw 1 card, which is pretty good, or the second ability, you get to choose to activate a desire card for free, and I'll show you which desire cards we're going to be running in just a second. And you could also choose to activate his big Omega ridiculous wish, which you have to remove all 7 Dragon Balls from your drop area. Just get all 7, you remove them from the game, and then you get to give one of your battle cards a 10k boost power and triple attack. And that is the skill we're going to want to use for our head honcho, Android 13. Very, very, very late game, and that's going to be the way we're going to be finishing off our opponent. So that's the leader himself. Unfortunately, Shenron is unable to attack. But that's that. How do we, you know, summon Shenron, get all 7 Dragon Balls? So we're going to be running the basic Dragon Ball right here. 0 energies, you play it, you draw a card. So boom, we have one of those. We have 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 basic Dragon Balls, and then we got one 1-star Dragon Ball, which is very, very, very good in order to, you know, destroy your opponent's hand. So what this card does is, for 1 energy, you play, you draw a card, and then you get to choose to drop 1. If you drop 1, your opponent drops 1 as well, allowing for hand destruction. And the android archetype is all about destroying the hand, man. They're low blows for days, and hand destruction is one of the evilest ways to beat your opponent if you do it the right way. So then we got the Super Dragon Ball. The reason I added the Super Dragon Ball is because you play it for 2 energies, you draw 4 cards, and then you get to choose up to 2 of them, and you have to choose 2 of them and put it in the drop area. This is good because you want to get the androids in the drop area, because this whole deck revolves around, you know, you using the Android 14 and 15 from the drop area. So this is going to allow us to put those guys in the drop area and also draw your Android pieces. So we have that. Then we got Just Saying Hi Android 14. So let me zoom into this guy, man. I love this guy. He's a pretty cool character in the anime with his, you know, his funkadelic voice. He's pretty darn. He's all right. He's all right. So you play him for 3 energies, and your opponent's forced to discard 1 card when he comes into play. 15k body. He's good. You can bring him back to life with the desire mechanism, which I will show you in just a little bit. So we got 4 of these because you need to have this guy in the drop. You need Android 15 in the drop area in order to turn into the almighty Android 13 perfected. So we got Android 14 now. So Android 14, he comes into play, he KOs a battle card, and then if you KO'd a 3 cost or less, you also draw 1 card, which is very good. He's double strike, which is also good for going for game and keeping the pressure going. And you want to have him in the drop area, like I said, okay? So we got 4 of these because you definitely want to have a 14 and a 15 in the drop area, because we got the head honcho himself, Android 13, man. You know, I made the deck profile. My birthday's on May 13. I'm celebrating it by showing you guys a 13 deck profile. And we got this guy right here. 1 energy, 1 green energy. To Union Absorb, you get a 14 and a 15 from your drop area. That's why we have the Super Dragon Balls and the 1-star Dragon Ball to make sure that we have those guys in the drop area. You put them under this card. You get to search your deck for the super rare Android 13, the perfected version of the Android 13, which is super freaking strong. And you play him on top of this card. And also when he comes into play, your opponent's forced to KO one of their battle cards. And very, very good for removal as well. So that's what he does. You know, he's taking off his hat. I forgot I have my trucker hat right here. I gotta put it on for the deck profile, right? So we got Android 13. Like, he took it off. He's ready for the battle. So we have 4 of these. And the reason we have this Android 13 is in order to Union Absorb to this beast right here, Android 13. Full of destruction with the orange Super Saiyan looking hair. And he's a double strike, 30k power. When he comes into play, he KOs a battle card as well. And on top of that, every time your opponent drops a card to the drop area that's a battle card, due to your skills, so it could be by critical, a critical attack, it could be by hand destruction. So every time your opponent, you know, loses a battle card and it goes to the drop area due to your skill effect, other than this skill itself, your opponent's forced to drop 1 extra card from their hand. So that's pretty good. Like, they're gonna be dropping a lot of like cards from their hand because of Android 13's ability. So that's why we have, you know, the Android 15 for the hand destruction. We also have a couple other cards like Android 17 right here as well. He's hand destruction. He comes into play. Your opponent's forced to drop 2 cards from their hand if you drop 2 cards from your hand. And he has a non-negatable attack, allowing you to go for game with this Super 17. And he's a double strike, so this guy is pretty darn good. And we want to play him after we play the big Android 13, you know, in order to make your opponent drop even more cards from their hand. And then we got Objection. The reason I added Objection, guys, is because you want to have a lot of energy in order to go into these big, heavy plays. Android 13, ideally you play them on turn 4, but unfortunately you need to have 5 energies in order to make the whole play actually work, right? So that's why we want Objection. You want to Objection roughly turn 3. Once you Objection turn 3, you're in the clear for the next turn to do the big old play and hopefully kill your opponent. So we got Objection. We have 3 of these because you want to play them turn 3, and ideally you draw so much in the deck with the Super Dragon Ball and all your Dragon Balls, you're going to see at least 1 Objection. So we have 3 of these. And the reason we want Objection also is to go into our World Peace. Look at the artwork on this, man. It looks freaking trippy how Krillin's just dead as a kid, you know, in a casket. And, you know, the art represents what it actually does. You play it, you can activate it for free if you have 4 or more energies. That's why you want to play Objection, to get to that energy and activate the desired card World Peace for free, and bring out the Android 13 or the Android Super 17, or whichever one you want to play. Depends on the situation. But you want to Objection in order to be able to play this card by turn 3 for free if you awakened. And usually you do awaken and wish the Shenron pretty darn quickly with this deck. So we have this card to bring back battle cards to life depending on how many energies you got, and it does not have a limit. You know, you can bring back the big 17 if you want. And then a Child's Wish. So this is another reviving card from the Wish leaders. So you activate it. It's a desire card. These are the desire cards that the Shenron leader allows you to play for free. So you play it for 2 energies or for free, and you get to bring back a battle card with 15k power or less with an energy cost of 3 or less. So who are you going to bring back? You're going to bring back that Android 15 to keep the hand destruction going. And also there's another target that you could also bring back But pretty much Child's Wish brings back 15k or less battle cards, and that's very, very, very useful because we got Preface Recovery Son Goku in here. And the reason we have him is in order to, you know, let's say you have Android 13 out, but you do not have that green energy disposable to actually Union Absorb. You Child's Wish for free, and then you bring back Preface, restand that green energy, and then go off into your Android 13. Why does Android 13 even exist? Well, because he's trying to kill Goku, so I wanted to add Goku in the deck, and he also helps Android 13 go into the Union Absorb by untapping a green energy, if you will. So we got this guy in here, freaking good for restanding energy, and he's a 15k body as well. And then I added Quick Thinking Go Tanks because I realized you want to have pressure onto your opponent, and you also want to, you know, activate the big Android 13's ability that every time your opponent drops a battle card to the drop area, they have to discard one extra card. And critical is that skill that's going to allow that Android 13 to activate his skill and go off. So not only do you have more consistent pressure, and you're also keeping that hand control with the critical. And you draw a card, you can bring them back with the Desire ability of Child's Wish. So that's why we have two of those. And then I added the unbeatable, undetermined, the strongest in all universes, Minosha. Even Beerus, the god of destruction, is scared of him. The reason I added this guy is because he can come back with the Desire ability of Child's Wish. And on top of that, he's only one blue energy. Does not mean this. It's only one specific blue energy, which is good. You can play him, and on top of that, I added him for removal purposes. So when he comes into play, he gets, and you have no battle cards. Ideally, you never have a battle card with this deck until you go into your big Android play. And what happens here is you play him. You can play him with the, you know, Child's Wish, and then you get to remove one of your opponent's battle cards that's on the field and put it on top of your opponent's deck, meaning that's gonna be their next draw. And he's just an awesome removal, you know, just in case you gotta, when in doubt, Minosha and get it out. So we got two of these guys, and then I added Mafuba because, man, Mafuba just saves your butt. Literally, one well-placed Mafuba could get you a W. So that's why I wanted to add Mafuba as our counter. So we have two Mafubas, you know, and it's also blue energy because you want to have a good ratio of that energy. And then our other negate, added Power Burst, you know, counter. Doesn't matter what color energy because it's a black negate. And you get to bring back one cost battle card in your drop area. And you also negate. You could also do it with Sparking 5, take a life and negate as well. Very, very useful to survive. So I added two of those. So we have only 4 counters in this deck, 2 Mafubas and 2 Power Bursts. And then our super combo, I added this one because it's a green card, just in case you need that green energy in order to make that extra push. We added this Bulma. And also, when you're at 5 lives or less, you could super combo already. And sometimes when you're searching your deck for a Dragon Ball with the Dragon Ball leader, sometimes some Dragon Balls are in your life, so you just pull those 2 out and your super combo's active already. So we got 4 of these super combo Bulmas. Very, very, very awesome card. And then, you know, keeping it Bulma themed, I added this Bulma right here. The reason I added her is because just in case you draw into all your big super Android 13s, because the Android 13 works off of it being in the deck, the Union Absorb. So just in case all these guys, you drew into all of them, you know, combo one out, drop one with the Super Dragon Ball or something, and then you play her, she puts it back into your deck, allowing it to have, like, allowing you to go into the Android 13 play at a much more consistent pace. And because, you know, you pretty much put the Android 13 back into your deck, allowing you to Union Absorb and go into the 13 powered beast. And that's gonna be, we have 2 of these. That's gonna be the end of the video. Hopefully you guys like it. Like, comment, subscribe. That is the Android 13 trucker hat deck profile. Let me know what you guys think. I made it because, you know, my birthday is on May 13, Android 13, so why not, you know? And hopefully you guys like it. Like, comment, subscribe like usual. And like we always say, y'all stay super.